Hey, Ben.
Hey, Tanner.
Hey, man, have you seen Stuart Little 2 before?
Let's reel it in. That was a very straightforward introductory.
Yeah. Well, we got to have normal episodes.
Scattered throughout,
normal stuff, yeah.
Hey,
Hey.
how have you been?
How've you been?
How have you been?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
How have you been?
Huh? There he goes.
How've you been?
How've you been?
How have you been?
Dude, were you a kid? Well, yeah, you
I
were.
was.
That's not what I mean. Were you a kid that wanted the hoverboard from Back to the Future too?
100%, dude.
Dude, I did too.
I think I spent hours online, like, trying to find
a real one.
bootleg hoverboard. And then, like, the hoverboards came out,
2015
and they
ones.
had wheels on them, and they caught on fire.
They did?
What a joke.
Yeah, they kind of
What a
like fell
joke.
off the face of the earth. No one rides them. No one talks about them. But I remember there was a time
Yeah.
when every viral video on YouTube was like just like dads and moms falling on them.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson did too.
Mike Tyson is, like, KO'd by a hoverboard. It's just
Really?
him, like, eating the ground in his own house.
Have you seen the clip of Darth Vader falling on one?
No.
Some guy dressed in a Darth Vader outfit, and he's like straight. He's like kind of like leaned on an angle.
I can
And he's
picture
just
it.
kind of like, like just picture him like dramatically
leaning
interesting,
forward,
and then he
yeah.
like he corners a wall, and he just like his like arms sprawl out, and he like falls hard. It is one of my
Oh,
favorite videos.
Darth.
I'll show you after we're recording.
Please
but
do. But I've witnessed not one, I guess only one, but I know of two hoverboard accidents. One, my aunt like freaking ate it, dude. It was bad. I thought she died.
What?
I thought my aunt had passed
Okay,
on a
which
hoverboard
aunt?
accident. Your ex's mom.
Oh my gosh,
She was. It was.
I hate that I don't remember her
It
name.
was a Christmas party, and she was. That's terrible. It was a Christmas
Starts
party.
with a K, I know.
And Chris, yeah.
Chris, there you
And
go.
she like tried to go forward and then stop. And
I know
the
this
board
story.
just went out from under her,
I remember this story.
and her head hit the ground so hard, dude. I thought that was it.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna be the worst Christmas ever. And then she was fine. Like, she was okay.
Then it was the worst Christmas.
And then
No.
it was the Tanner.
I
stop.
remember that too, because I remember your cousin told me about that once.
That's
I
terrible.
totally remember that
yeah,
now.
I'm glad she's okay. But
Dang.
my coworker, his daughter, was on a hoverboard, and she fell off of it
Yeah.
and put her arm out like this to stop.
Oh gosh.
And there's so much pressure
towards the ground or what?
towards the ground, like she was falling like this.
Okay.
And so much pressure, her
Oh gosh.
shoulder pushed into her collarbone and broke her collarbone.
What?
And
That's
I
a
almost-
nasty break,
It's
dude.
like, I don't think it popped out, but like there was a clear punk. I don't know. There's no joke.
Oh
It's no
my
joke.
gosh.
But she's fine too. She's just chilling, walking around the
That's
house.
a coworker's daughter, you said?
Coworker's daughter.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang, dude. Yeah, thankfully I've never stepped on one, and I don't plan to.
Good.
Yeah.
So there's no hoverboards in this movie, and there's also not a lot
One
of
skateboard scene.
there's also not a lot of skateboarding in this movie, like I thought.
Yeah, Ben thought this movie was centered around Stuart Little learned how to skate.
I thought
Okay.
this movie was him skating around New York City.
Right.
And I think where the wires got crossed was that he spent a lot of time driving around the city.
Yeah.
For some reason, because I saw this when I was really young, I remember him like skateboarding around and not having a car at all.
Okay. Maybe it was from like a video game, because there was a PC game that I used to play.
You played a PC Stuart Little game?
Yeah, it was kind of lame. It was really lame, but we didn't have like a big. We had GameCube. We had 2 GameCubes.
2 games. So you played at
Yeah.
the same time? Just like.
Well, my brother had one and I had one.
So you guys duoed Stuart Little.
No, we didn't have. We played
Stuart
on the
Little
PC. I
duos.
said. We played on the PC. We also played PC Toy Story. That was fun because like you were little.
Oh, I remember
you-
that game
and
actually.
you jumped around like Andy's room and stuff. Oh, it
Mhm.
was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, but let's get into this movie, bro.
Please.
But before, I have a drink. Where the frick did you go? You stole it?
I have a drink for us. Diet Coke, everybody.
What the heck? Always keeping the show interesting, huh? Hey, in preparation for this movie, rewatched Stuart Little 1's episode that we did. For real? You don't think I'm going to notice that you spilled? What did you shotgun it, my guy? What are you doing?
Good, bro. That's practically even.
You spilled, though.
I'll get a paper towel. Talk about the movie.
Okay, well, I was going to say, in preparation for this movie, I rewatched the Stuart Little 1 episode that we did last year. For, was it episode 25? You can check the database for that. But we, and I remember it was like 10 a.m., and you and I had no energy.
And I had just posted the video from last week.
What?
That was a joke because I'm late to posting. So he's like, it was 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, I was just posting the video.
Oh, he was just posting, yeah. No, but we were tired. Like, we had no energy. We didn't like make many jokes up until the fact that we wanted to kill the critics that gave this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, in preparation for that, I was like, I just want to see how this one turns out. So here
Cheers,
you go.
broski. Well, we
last
got Diet Coke.
one for a while. Hey, this is our last full episode.
Wow.
For a while.
A review. We still have the season 2,
Finale. We'll talk about that at the end. But yeah, let's get into the movie. It's Stuart Little 2.
Mm-hmm.
The sequel to the first Stuart Little movie.
Stuart Little 2. He's
Little,
back again.
He's back. He's still little.
Stuart Little 2.
Directed by Rob Minkoff, same guy as last movie.
Mm-hmm.
He directed Stuart Little, The Lion King, and The Haunted Mansion, which you and I and our girlfriends tried to watch.
And we never finished it.
No, we couldn't do it.
It was way too late.
This movie came out in 2002, and the movie
came out in 2002?
Yep.
When did the first one come out? 94?
Like 99.
For real?
Yeah, it was only a couple of years.
Dang, they were pumping out these.
Yeah, and it's rated PG. So
For?
I couldn't think of anything. I swear to God, I looked at their whole Wikipedia page and tried to find something. The only thing I got close to was pitching games.
I'll take pitching games.
All right, pitching games. Okay, PG stands for pitching games. I literally tried, dude.
Not a pigeon in this movie.
There's not one character that's name starts with P or G in this movie. Pissed me off. All right, here we go. 5 minutes. Stuart Little's back, and he's better than ever. He's on a soccer team, and he's getting hit in the face by soccer balls.
Oh.
And George is he's too busy for Stuart, basically. There was a time where they were best friends. Now he's the older brother, and he's too busy or whatever.
Because Jonathan Lipnicki's too good.
Yeah, I cannot wait to get into the rant about this stupid actor.
Jonathan Lipnicki.
Okay.
He's in this movie too.
So Stuart's like, oh well, like I don't know, like I there's got to be something that is out there for me or whatever. His dad calls it a silver lining. There's always a silver lining.
Wouldn't that make a cloud heavy?
Yeah, good joke. Stole it from the movie. And so, I'm sorry, that was mean.
No, I came up with it myself.
Anyway, Stuart one day was like, hey, I'm going to take this plane, not a skateboard, and I'm going to fly around the house.
Not a skateboard.
Fly around the house, and then he basically flies and breaks or whatever. And then, where did I get? Why am I talking about that part?
He's flying around the house.
Oh, okay, whatever. And so then he's like, it's got to be a silver lining. And so, sorry.
What just happened?
So then there was one day after school, he's upset because he's like, Stuart wants a friend. Stuart needs someone. All of a sudden, a bird flies out of the sky, lands in his little red car from the first movie.
Little Tweety bird.
Little Tweety bird. Her name is Margalo. And she's getting chased by a falcon. A falcon, not Anthony Mackie. A falcon.
Not.
And Anthony Mackie's like, hey,
Cap.
What?
Cap.
You win,
Team
my
Cap.
man. Whoa.
Team Cap. Stuart Little. Team Cap. Team Cap.
Team
Stuart
Cap.
Little. Stuart Little. Team Cap.
Team Cap.
Red car. Red suit. Team Cap.
Cap. Can I go on?
Iron Man has red suit too, I guess.
Team Cap. And so, so then she's like, yeah.
Team Cap.
She's like, I was getting chased by this falcon or whatever. And she has like a little,
Excuse me?
is it an earring thing? I don't know what that is. A little pendulum
it's
thing?
a little pin.
Pin, got it. 2 minutes and 53 seconds. God. So basically, we learn that, Stuart is like, hey, I'll take care of you. She hurt her wing or whatever. We find out that Margalo is part of a mafia.
She's a spy. The bird mafia.
It's a spy to like try to get like precious
jewelry,
basically jewelry for the falcon or whatever, because he's gonna do what with it? I don't know. And so,
what is he gonna do with it?
I gotta keep going. Okay.
I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping.
So, so then They don't. He doesn't find that out. Life moves on or whatever, and Stuart and Margot are becoming friends.
Yeah.
Until Margot's like, okay, I gotta. She doesn't want to because she's starting to like the Littles, but she's like, I gotta do my job. So she steals the mom's wedding ring, but they think it went down the sink. So there's a scene where Stuart goes down the sink, tries to recover it, can't do it, but Margot saves him, and then
a useless scene.
And you, no. So then, hey,
sorry.
So, there's a minute and 40.
You have so much time, dude. You're
kind of do. Okay, so then Stuart wakes up one morning, and there's the little pin, and he's like, "What the heck? Where's Margot? She dipped. Okay, she left like my ex."
Oh,
and, yeah.
Don't they all?
And yours.
Don't they? Oh, don't bring that up. Don't bring that up, bro.
So then he's like, okay, I guess I'll go on or whatever. But then he's like, no. He's like, I need to find her. I think something bad happened to her. I think the Falcon went and got her. So he grabs Snowbell, and Snowbell's like, hey. He's like, let's go. So then he tells George, he's like, try to cover for me. And George sucks at covering because Jonathan Lipnicki sucks at being an actor.
He's terrible.
And so they're going
Blair
downtown. They
Jonathan
find out
Lipnicki.
where he is because they find out where Margot hides or whatever, or the Falcon or whatever, because he thinks that the Falcon. I don't have time. So he goes up. Falcon's like, get out, and so he just like falls. He's like, ah, and so then he falls into a garbage bag going on a boat to the garbage boat thing or whatever in the middle of the ocean. So then he's like, oh, where's the silver lining? Throws the pin, and then all of a sudden his plane is there. He's like, oh my God, the plane from an hour earlier in the movie is here on this boat with me. I'm gonna restore this because Stuart somehow has the powers to do that.
He's an engineer.
Meanwhile, the family is like, where's Stuart? And George is like, okay, I lied. So then they're driving around New York. And there's a taxi driver that's like, okay, no problem. And so then they fight in the sky. And then Margot's like, I got to go. God dang it. That was the worst.
We ended off the year, the
my
season on a
God.
bang for some reason. Hey. Good job, man.
Margot was like, I got to go.
Or Margot's like, peace, just
Oh,
vanishes.
my gosh. That was so stressful, dude.
So her wing was never actually broken?
I don't know.
It was a con the whole time?
She's a con. She's a cop.
She just happened to land in Stuart Little's car
Mm-hmm.
and said, I'm going to con this
She's
fool."
like flying up and then like looks and sees, hey, there's a little car. Ah! And pretends to fall, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, but then she was being chased by the hawk. Well,
He's in on it. He's pretending
that
to
was the
chase
whole
her.
setup?
Yeah, he's
Bro,
pretending to
he
chase
was
her.
going to kill her.
Oh, for sure. And Stuart. How funny.
For the bit?
Has she here's my question. Has she done this before to other little creatures?
Probably.
Because how else would she steal jewelry if she's like incognito? Why would she need to be incognito if she's an animal to go to human houses to steal jewelry? You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? She's a bird.
Right,
She's not
but, like-
incognito. She doesn't hide the fact that she's a bird.
But Falcon says something like, just like as you practice or whatever, like when has she ever needed to practice talking to another creature if she's actually a bird? Here's my question. This was going to be one of my then and now points. Why the heck can the family not hear Snowbell, but can hear Margolo and Stuart? Why is this a
Hey, that's pretty
race
good.
thing?
Hey, that's is this speciesism?
Is this a speciesism?
Do they just drown out the cries
they
of
don't-
Snowbell?
No, I don't think they can understand Snowbell.
That's a really good point.
Right?
Well, it could be like
Because the scene is like, oh, look at this cute little birdie. She's like, I'm Margolo. And the mom isn't like, oh, do we have another animal that talks? But meanwhile, there's Snowbell, the pet. Is it because he's a pet and not a family member?
well, Margolo's not a family member
I'm getting really intense by this. That's true.
because it doesn't make sense.
No.
I think just cats in general you can't understand. I could imagine. Do you think
don't know.
if a dog walked into the little house, little hi, little ho, do you think that the dog would be able to say little hi, little ho? And they'd be like, that
No.
dog's talking.
No. Well, does Stuart Little 3 give any points to this?
He's on another boat in the Stuart Little 3.
Of course he is.
I only know his
Where's the skateboard?
modes of transportation.
Yeah.
And even that's a stretch.
Ben's really...
even that's
Ben
false.
knows what he rides. Okay. Fun facts? We'll get into more stuff
Hit me
later.
with it.
Okay, at one point, the Falcon was supposed to have an army of pigeons as his minions.
Pigeon guys.
Pigeon guys.
Pigeon game. He
Pigeon
pulled
game.
his pigeon game.
Pulled out his pigeon game. All right.
His pistol Glock. Say, Stuart.
Okay. After the September 11, 2001 attacks, shots of the World Trade Center were digitally removed from all background shots of New York skyline. And also another fun fact, they almost shot down Stuart during some of the scenes because he was flying a plane. So
No, I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point.
they almost shot him down. They're like, there's another plane going to New York City. I have a lot more jokes about that.
Shot him down.
They almost
Good
shot him
night.
down.
Wow. No, but how do you feel about movies digitally removing the World Trade Center?
Oh, I think it just would have been
I don't
in
know.
poor taste if they kept it up. Cause,
Would it be though?
well,
I mean, it's tragic. Yeah, but like,
remember the thing we talked about on Lilo and the Lilo and Stitch
that's
thing?
different. That's different.
It's different, but it's similar to the fact of like this is a plane going through the city. Because this was
But this doesn't take place in Hawaii, dude.
right, but this takes place in the actual New York City where it happened a year after. Think about that, because now it's 2023. It's been 12 years since that. Now it'd be, I don't think it'd be weird, but that was a 1 year, maybe even less than a year gap after that tragic thing that altered our history.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Stuart.
And I'm over here
Stuart
making jokes.
And he just flew a plane. And he just flew a plane like it was nothing.
Yeah. This one was interesting. The Balto statue. Have you seen Balto, the movie?
The dog?
The dog, yeah.
Yeah.
There's an actual statue in New
Mhm.
York. The Balto statue makes an appearance in this movie as being an item into which Stuart crashes his plane. Balto was a sled dog.
Universal? Is it a Universal movie? Is that what you're going to tell me? Is Balto a Universal movie, so they kept it in there because of that? Is that what you're going to tell me right now?
No, I just told you. I said Balto. There's a statue of Balto in New York City, like in a park,
Yeah.
and they shot the scene around it.
Mm.
There's a shot of him. I looked at it and I was like, that's pretty cool. And it just says he was a sled dog in 1924 that saved the population of Nome, Alaska.
Kind of like Stuart Little saved all those lives on 9/11.
So here we go. Rob the plumber's name is a discreet nod to the character Robert Barone on Everybody Loves Raymond, because the plumber is
Yeah.
Brad Garrett. And
Yep.
in 1996, and it also takes place in New York City. Isn't that cool?
It all ties together, man.
Here's what we'll say.
Here's what is going to happen.
This is what's going to happen. What we did for the award show last year
Yes.
is we gave list of actors who have made appearances in different movies.
He's been in a lot.
He's been in 4 of this season.
Oh, dude.
Night at the Museum,
Mm-hmm.
this movie.
He was in Nemo.
He was in Nemo. There's one more. Oh, what was it?
I can tell you, dude. I couldn't tell. Stop shaking. Don't think that hard. You're going to hurt yourself.
There was another one. I can't remember.
You're going to hurt yourself. Can I talk about my...
No, I have one more fun fact.
Ugh.
And here's the last one. This one is important. The calculator that George holds up is a Tech Solutions TS100 dual power 8-digit pocket calculator, and it's a model that is no longer in production.
And then he typed in...
Because you told me about a stupid dishwasher last year on the Stuart Little episode. So I was like, I got to find some
No,
dumb fact.
not a dishwasher, a washing machine.
Oh, you're right.
And then he typed in 5318008 on his calculator, and then turned it upside down. And
What
then
do
it said,
What do you mean?
and then it said, and then it said,
What does that mean?
and then it said, my then.
Yeah.
I clearly remember this movie very differently than how it actually is. There's a 20-second scene in this movie of him skateboarding. If 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And I went into this movie being like, I can't wait to see Stuart Little skateboard around New York City the entire time. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. He skateboarded, and it's on the cover, too.
Yeah, which is
I don't know.
weird. You should have been
Okay.
on a plane.
I literally thought the bird was like, I thought the thing was Stuart Little teaching the bird how to skateboard. I haven't seen this movie in a very long time.
What? You thought
I thought
that?
this movie was gonna be about like something like some kind like the boating competition in the first one. I thought it was gonna be like
Yeah.
a skateboarding competition. Then I saw the airplanes. I'm like, oh, maybe it's an airfly fighting TIE fighter. What?
Yeah.
I don't know, competition. And then that doesn't happen either.
Nope. There are 2 covers for this movie, and it's one with him with the skateboard thing
Mhm.
and the helmet or whatever, and
Yeah.
then there's another one of him leaning on his plane. So I can
Hmm.
see why, but I just don't get why they
Yeah, whatever.
emphasize that. That's
It's like
weird.
Goofy movie. The cover of Goofy movie was him like in rollerblades from the one disco scene, and then like that was a 2-minute scene.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
What can I say? I know movies. So I can't even really talk about my then because I remembered it completely differently.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. What'd you find?
Sorry.
What'd you find?
I don't wanna diverge too much.
Go
but
for
I
it.
just I can't stop looking at it. Hold on. You said Goofy movie, so I was like, I don't. And then you were talking about Extremely Goofy movie.
Yeah.
But I looked up. As you were telling me, I'm like, I don't remember that from the first one.
Did you look up Goofy movie roller
I
skates?
just looked up Goofy movie, and then all of a sudden, if I
Yeah,
clip it,
yeah.
I'm gonna show you, but it's gonna be right here.
Okay.
Freaking this picture of Fat Roxanne
Oh
showed
my
up.
goodness.
I think it's really
Fat Roxanne, what you doing?
funny.
Speaking of which,
What do you mean, Fat?
I got
Oh,
you
oh.
I got you something.
You didn't get me that.
Guys,
Don't take credit for
Guys,
that.
Tanner lost 100 pounds, and we're so happy for him. And I got him these balloons.
You did not get me the
I
balloons.
got you these balloons, bro.
Get them away from me.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy weight day.
My girlfriend got me these. Oh, great. They're gonna. be
You've
in the
never
wide
called me
shot.
that before.
You're not my
You never
girl.
called me that before.
Right.
So I watched this movie with my little sister, my
Okay.
little 13-year-old sister, and I think it just made the experience that much
You're
better.
now?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
watched
it
it
was
with
my
her?
now. The whole time, she kept talking about how ugly everybody was.
The people?
Everybody in the movie. She was
Not
roasting
that,
everybody.
no.
We see Stuart on screen sleeping in bed. She's like, ugh. And I said, what? She's like, Stuart's ugly. And I'm like, I mean, he's a mouse.
He's a mouse.
Like, he's ugly. Whatever. I'm like,
Whatever.
okay. And then the bird, flies into the car, and she's like, ugh.
I was gonna
And
say.
I'm like, what? She's like, why are all these animals so ugly? And I'm like, I don't know. And then the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond, or is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Was doing the scene, fixing the pipes, and then she grabs the remote and pauses it and runs out to my parents' room and grabs my mom and presses play. She's like, "That's the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond." Mom's like, "Yeah," and she
Your
went back in the
little
room.
sister knew
My
that.
little sister knew that.
That's weird.
And then we kept watching it. And then what else did she say that?
That show came out before she was an idea.
Pretty much.
Pretty
My
much.
parents still love it, so I think that's why they should know
Okay.
about it. There's something else she said, but she was just like calling everybody ugly, and then she just knew Everybody Loves Raymond. And if I hadn't watched it
Yeah.
with her, I would have had such a hard time paying attention and focusing on it because I didn't care about this movie at all.
You didn't care about it?
I just
Still?
it didn't.
You talking about then or now?
I'm talking about my now.
Okay.
I was watching. I'm like, nothing about this movie is interesting to me.
Really?
Like Michael J. Fox is cool in it. Like I'm surprised he came back for this and like new characters. That's
Yeah.
cool. But she said, "Oh, I know what she said." She said, "Oh, this is just like what's that?" She said, "This is just like Hercules." She's like, "The Falcon is Hades, and then the
I
bird
haven't
is,
seen that movie.
and then the bird is Meg, and then Hades uses Meg to
I
get
don't
to
know.
Hercules to get something that he wants, but Meg falls in love with Hercules and doesn't want to do it." She's like, "This is like Hercules." I'm like, "Minnie, you're exactly right.
Stole the plot.
You're exactly right." And Hercules came out way before this movie, so then I'm like, well, I don't even care about this anymore either. I could watch Hercules, which is a much better movie than Stuart Little 2 with Jonathan Lipnicki. Let's talk about that kid,
Right now?
Jonathan Lipnicki.
Can we talk about my then?
No, tell me about Jonathan Lipnicki. Okay. I saw what he looks like now. He's a very attractive guy.
No, he's not.
He is.
No, he's not.
Dude, he's a good-looking dude.
Jonathan Lipnicki, 2023.
I saw his IMDb pop up on Amazon Prime when I watched this video. And he looks hot. I don't know what he's still doing these days. I haven't really checked since we
Holy
did our
crap.
last. But his acting in this one was worse than the earlier one.
Oh, for sure.
He was. I didn't think that you could phone in a performance as a child, but he seemed like he had other places to be.
He kind of did.
He's like,
that's
he
really
didn't-
accurate.
He didn't even try.
No.
He didn't even try.
No, he was like, he's like, yeah. Even the scenes with the phone call, and he's like calling his friend Will and stuff. He's just like, I forgot. Oh, and then the whole shot of the calculator is like the calculator. He didn't care.
He didn't care.
He didn't have any.
And I'm like, does he have like issues? Is he like,
What?
Is he nervous of being in front of the camera and his mom's like in the next room over, and he goes into the camera and like says his lines as quickly as he can and like runs back to his mom in the next room and like cries? I don't know, dude.
He's probably filming another movie at the same time.
Maybe, but he just like, he's like, okay, well, if I can't go, who's gonna go with you? And he looks at the camera, and then it's like cuts away.
Yeah.
Like you could tell that he was like done with like saying his lines.
Yeah, he's done.
He was like, he would say his lines and then instantly like go out of
Yeah.
quote unquote character, if you can even call it character.
You can't.
And he has none.
We still hate him.
I
still
do.
hate him.
I
Yeah,
do.
George had no place in this movie.
No, nobody did really besides Stuart and the bird and the hawk.
Yeah.
Do you think the parent? What do you think about the parents?
Parents had no place to be in this movie.
I think I think the mom's role was borderline offensive, like to her.
Really?
Yeah, because she's great, but she just played like a worried mother the entire way through, almost to like the point of like, we get it. Like,
Yeah.
it was just not good, and like she's playing it.
Right. Yeah, Gina Davis.
The dad was still good.
The
you know?
dad is the
He's
moral
Holmes.
compass for Stuart.
Or is he Bones?
In both
Holmes.
movies. Huh?
What is that series he was in as a doctor? House.
House. There it is. He's the
Condo?
moral compass for Stuart.
He is.
Yeah.
Every
Silver
cloud has a
lining.
silver lining.
Yeah, and truthfully, there's one thing I will say about the parent to Stuart thing with the dad.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the whole like last scene where like he's like, "What's the silver lining in this, Stuart?" Like that's something that like I would do as a dad to like be like, "What's the bright side in this?" or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
That part actually didn't get me choked up, but that was a little
that was a good
a little
moment.
emotional tie. Where she's
You
like,
felt it.
He's
You
like,
felt
she'll be
it.
back in the spring.
He
And I'm
came
like,
to play. Jonathan Lipnicki could have taken notes. If I was Mr. House,
Yeah.
and Jonathan Lipnicki was my son, I would put him in the adoption center and then
bring
keep,
home
keep
Stuart
Stuart
instead.
Little.
Yeah.
I would do
Yeah.
a trade. I wouldn't do an addition. I'd be like, we're here to get rid of our son.
Here's a question I have: foreign exchange students.
Mm-hmm.
How does this work? Do we give them one? Do we give them one of ours?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. We got to clarify who this them and ours is. I got to figure this out real quick.
Because foreign exchange, how I always pictured foreign exchange students is that we get someone from a different country to come stay over here for a time.
It's not a trade. It's because
There's
America
no
has a
trade-off?
great education system.
We don't give them one of ours. We don't give them an American to be like, go.
No, it's not like we're trading furs. It's not like we're back in the colonizing days or like giving like freaking bullets in exchange for honey.
Why is it called exchange?
That's a really good question,
I
actually.
don't know. Anyway, let's get into more of this. My then. Oh, is that all you want to say about your then and now? Brother?
Also my
Go ahead.
little sister, when the baby was having a hard time saying her first word, Minna looked at me. She's like, my little sister's name is Minna.
Yeah.
She's like, the last line of the movie is gonna be her first word.
Oh, for sure.
I'm like, Minna, you're definitely right.
I'm like, you should go to acting school.
I'm like, Minna, you should write
You should write. Yeah.
screenplays.
Okay, so my then was I have a lot of memories attached to this movie, because I always thought it was so fun to watch, just like the first one. Like it's just fun. I like little people movies. We know this.
Tanner loves little people movies.
I do. Did we even talk about any of this in this season?
I don't know. But bro, our Borrowers episode is popping off.
Yeah, getting after it.
You know, little not people but little worms. How to Eat Fried Worms is popping
How to Eat
off
Fried
as an
Worms is-
episode.
yeah, popping,
It's got
yeah.
kids, little people.
Anyway, I really like I don't know. I just really was like attached to this movie for some reason.
Mhm.
I just always found myself watching it randomly. I don't know.
I thought you never saw the second one.
No, I saw the second one.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen the third one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or whatever. So that's kind of all I really have to say about it. I thought this movie came out a couple years like late 2000s, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
So then, but here's some things I noticed about now is that there was straight up a crowd cheering over a mouse and bird in a plane.
A whole
fighting
mouse.
a falcon.
A whole. That's a really good point.
Like,
how
there's
did
a
they know what was
scene-
going on?
Right. I don't know. A lot of the colors in this movie is bright red and bright yellow.
Yeah, like
Did you
McDonald's.
notice, like, the last scene? Yeah, McDonald's. This movie is sponsored by McDonald's.
Mickey D's.
Mickey D's. Oh,
Mouse-
kind of like the plane. The
Kinda
plane was
like-
yellow and red.
Mm-hmm.
Stuart was wearing red, and Margalo was yellow. Whoa. That last scene, there's just all the people in the crowd are wearing some sort of red and yellow outfits. I didn't, as a kid, actually, this will go back to my then. I didn't understand that this movie had a secret mafia thing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't understand.
It's
I didn't
not even a
comprehend
secret
that.
mafia thing. It's just this hawk. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I got my bird mafia. It's only him.
Yeah. Oh, it's
It's
just
only him and Margalo.
yeah.
Why
weird.
does she stay? Why does
Why
she
does she
even?
stay?
Why does she
Because
decide
she doesn't
to?
have anyone else until she has someone. Stuart and the
So
Littles.
she stays with the hawk because she doesn't have anyone else.
I guess, but then she's, and then who are the birds that she goes with? She doesn't know those birds.
She
at the
doesn't-
end of the
she-
movie?
Does she go with somebody?
Remember, she flies away with the birds.
Oh,
Who are they? And what
Geese?
happened? What happened to Falcon?
do geese?
Oh wait, we do know what happened to Falcon, right?
he got
fell.
eaten.
Yeah, and
He
fell-
got
eaten
eaten.
by Monty.
He got eaten by Greg Heffley's dad.
Greg Heffley's dad's in this.
He's the cat.
Did you see Greg Heffley, the actor, the guy who plays him, Zachary Gordon,
Mm-hmm.
dropped like a single?
For real?
Randomly, yeah. We should play it after too.
We will. We will.
I-
That'll be our cleanup song.
our what song?
Our cleanup
Oh,
song.
when we're cleaning
I
up
always
the
play
space.
music when we put off our lights and our cameras.
Yes. Snowbell was a lot funnier in this movie, I thought. He had some really good lines.
I thought he was just as funny.
I know you like him. I know you
Yeah.
like I know you like Nathan
Yeah.
Lane, but Snowbell last
I like that I can understand
last
him.
year sucked. I did not like him last year.
Whoa.
Sorry.
That's okay, bro. Valid. Your opinion's valid.
Yeah, I guess. All the animals in this movie should have died at one point. Okay? Almost all of them should have died.
Stuart, we said that last movie too.
Yeah.
Stuart Little's
He
invincible.
almost died like 5 times. Dude,
I can't with this mouse.
Stuart Little
I can't with this
Stuart
mouse.
Little drank the Holy Grail from Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade, and he lived. He's invincible. He can do no wrong.
He survived Jonathan Lipnicki's career.
And Stuart Little survived Parkinson's disease, much like his actor, Michael J. Fox.
he lives to tell the tale. Have you seen the documentary?
Which one?
They're making a documentary about Michael J. Fox.
I'm sure they have already.
I don't think it's even out yet.
Well,
no,
he's not.
it's about his Parkinson's.
Actually?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's coming out. I think this year.
There's a documentary that comes out next week about the Malaysia airline flight that I really want to watch. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
2014, that flight that went missing.
Oh yeah.
It's coming on Netflix.
Interesting.
Mark your calendar next week.
Who are you talking to?
Talking to the camera. Here's a little personal fun fact that I have. There are 2 songs in this movie that I legit have on my playlist.
I love one of them. I know what it is.
Which one?
In a little while from now. When
Oh,
I'm
I don't
not
have that one,
feeling
actually.
any less sour. Oh, I love that song.
Is that the Beatles?
No, it's a different guy singing about
It sounded
suicide.
like the Beatles.
He's singing about suicide.
Oh.
It's about climbing to the top of a
Alone
building
Again,
and jumping
Naturally.
off.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of weird because the whole time they were on top of a building, and I'm like, is one of them gonna jump off? Is Snowball gonna commit suicide? Is it?
Snowball was
Is he gonna
rolling
be like,
off.
I hate this family. I'm over it. He just jumps off and just like doesn't land on all fours. Alone again,
Naturally.
He
almost rolled off. Okay. Stuart almost fell to his death. Stuart has plot armor because he fell in a freaking garbage bag
the
on a
thickest armor
garbage
of all.
truck.
Yeah.
And it was the end of the truck. If he fell down like a few seconds
a
late,
foot longer, he
we
would
would
have
have
like
seen a dead rat,
doinked
a
to the
dead
side.
mouse.
He would have gone like
Yeah,
just
exactly.
bounced off.
I've seen dead mice.
I've seen a lot of dead mice.
Ugh. Okay. Let's get into some quotes.
Yeah.
Most of these are from Snowbell. Because I thought he was really funny in this movie.
He came around, folks.
He came around. I came around. This is what he says. he's like, look what I'm reduced to. I'm a handy wipe with hair. He says, I try to eat right, yet I still feel bloated. Maybe more food will help.
I'd hand you the balloons again if I could, but they're so far away.
It's okay. They're over there. George doesn't know poop from applesauce.
That was a good line.
That was very funny.
And I think that reflects the actor of Jonathan Lipnicki very well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He doesn't.
Maybe that's why he wasn't.
He doesn't know
so
acting
great.
from poop from
He
applesauce.
doesn't know acting from poop from applesauce.
From poople sauce.
Poople sauce.
You got gut spunk and moxie.
Moxie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, I have a very strong stomach but a weak heart.
But a weak heart.
And then it's the part where he like discovers Margot's in the paint can or whatever. He's like, where are you? She's like, I'm in the can. He said, oh, okay, I'll wait. She said, no, the paint can.
No, the paint can. Oh, I'll wait.
And then my favorite, I will talk about this in like group settings. I have.
Okay, cool.
Where it's yes.
Yeah.
Where for some odd reason they
Okie
were like,
dokies.
let's give this Indian taxi driver more.
No, the same line. Just one line the whole time through. Okie dokie.
Let's give him more of an importance in this movie than Jonathan Lipnicki. He says, okay, dokie, no problem.
Yeah.
3 times. And I think that is the funniest thing ever. That this guy was like, okay, you're lying. Okie dokie, no problem. You just got to
Okie dokie,
say
no
it 3
problem.
times, all right?
Yeah.
He got paid $5 million. No.
Probably. Well, he had paid at least $1,000 for that. No joke.
Oh, yeah. Okay, traumatizing scale. Oh, you got some?
The third okie dokie, no problem was a little much for me.
No.
The first one
No.
was great. The
I
first
just-
one was great. I'm like, what
I
did he
think
do?
it's
I'm
so
like,
funny.
what did he just say?
Okay, no problem.
And then the second time you said it, I'm like, okay, that's funny. The third time, I'm like, dude, okay, we get it. That's your
The third
thing.
one was different though, because he was like leaning out the car, and like
Yeah.
the shot was really funny. The dad was like, "Stay here," and he goes, "Okay, no problem." And, like, it was so funny, dude.
Oh,
It's so
man.
funny. Stuart almost killed his whole family when he was flying out of the sky towards them in that park. Like, there's a shot of like the crowd.
Margot's like, pull up. He's like, I can't do it. It's like, I'm going straight for him. She's like, turn. I'm like, I can't do it.
The whole crowd is like 10 feet behind them, and it's just like a small patch of them like there, and like and the camera's zooming in on them.
It's like he's aiming for his
He's
family.
aiming for them, yeah. Okay, traumatizing skill.
For having to watch it all the way through, probably like 1.
You did not like this movie.
No.
Bummer. Okay.
No. The reason I don't like it is because my little sister said this is Hercules. I'm like, Hercules is a much better movie than this.
I have never seen Hercules. We'll have to do that in a later
Well,
season.
close your eyes. Picture Stuart Little as Hercules.
I don't know what he looks like.
That's the movie.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up Hercules.
Except, instead of a red car, there's a little red man.
It's the Disney movie, right?
Yeah.
Hercules Disney. Oh,
You should know what it looks
I've seen
like.
him
You should know what
before.
it looks like. Yeah.
I have
yeah.
never seen the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, traumatizing. 1.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any
0. What am I doing? 0. This movie doesn't deserve 0. Forgettable. Movie's forgettable. Forget about it.
I think I'm gonna
Forget about it.
Forget about it. I'm gonna give it a 1.
Why?
It's for betrayal. I've had that in my life.
Because they were all
and-
ugly?
No, because Margalo was like, "Hey, I really like you," and then just ghosted him.
Oh,
Margot-
yeah.
Margalo is the first person who's ever ghosted Stuart Little.
You think Margot's hot, don't you?
Let's get into the Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is
Well,
81%.
the third one's with their kid.
Shut up.
He's a little yellow mouse.
Shut up.
With wings.
Stop talking. Sounds like a little chicken or a little like
it is a little
chick.
chicken. It's a little.
Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie 81, which
Holy cow!
this first Stuart
real?
Little, the first Stuart Little I think was in 40s.
This movie got an 81% of Rotten Tomatoes.
81. Hold on.
Wow.
The first Stuart Little movie.
I gotta process that.
First Stuart Little got 67. This one got 81.
No way
that
this
nuts?
movie is better
Than that
than
one.
the first one. No way.
The first one was just really dramatic.
I
like,
loved
there was
it.
a lot. I do
Yeah,
too.
it
I
was
loved
dark.
it.
Yeah.
This one,
Was yellow, like bright yellow and bright red the whole time through. Even the
Yeah.
soccer team was yellow and red.
dude, that's really
That's actually kind of cool.
cool. I like that.
It puts some intentionality behind the movie.
I give this movie 72.
That's really high. That's really high.
Well,
Oh boy.
it's fun, man. It's fun.
Oh boy.
I just wish there was more depth to each character, but like other than that, hey, I still really like the movie.
I'd give it 1 out of 2 snowballs. What did you say?
I said I still really like the movie.
Either way, I still really like the movie.
Do you? He gets so mad. What are you saying? 2 out of what?
I'm saying 1 out of 2 snowballs.
50%.
50%.
All right, man. Hey, next week's movie is none. We don't have next week's movie.
Don't set me up like that.
No, I won't.
There's not an answer.
There's
to
no
that question.
There's no movie next week.
There's
But
no episode next week.
next.
at all.
Oh yeah. We're taking next week off, and then we come back a week after. I think it's March 16th. I think March 16th.
Okay.
Oh God, don't be wrong, Tanner.
If it's wrong, I'll just keep it.
I think it is. I think it's the 16th. I don't know, but
If it's wrong, I'll
check us out
I'll
in
make
2
it right.
weeks for the season 2 awards show. It'll be really fun.
We don't know what we're doing yet or what's gonna happen.
We don't know what it's gonna look like. We don't have the studio from last year, but we have my studio apartment.
That's right. That's right.
Mm.
We'll make it look good for you guys.
Okay.
We'll probably just spin
Probably
the
have
cameras.
Andrew drum again for
let's
us.
just spin the cameras and record in that corner.
We'll just give you a tour of my apartment.
Yeah, just a house tour.
That'd be fun. Ben, plug away. What are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing that like if in 2 weeks it's nothing to do with Reel It In, it's just a tour of your apartment.
MTV Cribs.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what what up?
Oh man, that's great.
Dang.
You can follow us at real.it.in.podcast on Instagram and subscribe on YouTube. We never ask you guys to actually subscribe.
We just want you to follow us personally.
We just want you to follow our Instagram, but our
Yeah.
YouTube, no. But for real though, helps out a lot. I'm just now getting into the analytics of the channel, and I'm realizing when people say subscribe, it helps a lot. It actually really does.
Yeah.
So
you guys should definitely follow us only on Instagram. And if you want to follow us or subscribe on our YouTube channel.
yeah.
So
And then what's your personal Instagram?
my personal Instagram is at Tanner Reckledge, at Talk Time with Andrew, and at real.it.in.podcast.
Can you spell Reckledge? REICLICZ?
Keep it real.